If you are watching this on YouTube, please don't forget to press the subscribe button below. It's free. Then you'll receive the latest notifications of videos. And welcome to Miracle Network's Wednesday Meditation Gathering. I'm so glad you're all here to share this time together. This week we have Kenny Mammarella-D'Cruz who will lead us in meditation. Then we'll have 20 minutes of silence. After that, we'll open it up for sharing and we end at 10:45. Over to you, Kenny.
Thank you. I am so pleased to be here with you all again and to bring to you lesson 49. God's voice speaks to me all through the day. It is quite possible to listen to God's voice all through the day without interrupting your regular activities in any way. The part of your mind in which truth abides is in constant communication with God, whether you are aware of it or not. It is the other part of your mind that functions in the world and obeys the world's laws. It is this part that is constantly distracted, disorganized, and highly uncertain. The part that is listening to the voice for God is calm, always at rest, and wholly certain. It is really the only part there is. The other part is a wild illusion, frantic and distraught, but without reality of any kind. Try today not to listen to it. Try to identify with the part of your mind where stillness and peace reign forever. Try to hear God's voice call to you lovingly, reminding you that your Creator has not forgotten his Son. We will need at least 4 5-minute practice periods today, and more if possible. We will try actually to hear God's voice reminding you of him and of yourself. We will approach this happiest and holiest of thoughts with confidence, knowing that in doing so, we are joining our will with the will of God. He wants you to hear his voice. He gave it to you to be heard. Listen in deep silence. Be very still and open your mind. Go past all the raucous streaks and sick imaginings that cover your real thoughts and obscure your eternal link with God. Sink deep into the peace that waits for you, beyond the frantic, righteous thoughts and sights and sounds of this insane world. You do not live here. We are trying to reach your real home. We are trying to reach the place where you are truly welcome. We are trying to reach God. Do not forget to repeat today's idea very frequently. Do so with your eyes open when necessary, but closed when possible. And be sure to sit quietly and repeat the idea for today whenever you can, closing your eyes on the world and realizing that you are inviting God's voice to speak to you.
Open your eyes and come back into the room. We have 20 minutes left for sharing. If you'd like to share, raise your hand or use the electronic hand at the bottom of the screen, and I'll invite you to unmute yourself. Who would like to share?
Hello, Sandy.
Hello, Kenny. That was just what I needed today. It's really beautiful. It's so, so peaceful. It was just palpable. It was really lovely. And the words that first started to filter through were, you are loved, you are loved, you are one. And that just kept repeating itself, just gently, gently filtering through. And then that just petered out into silence, and all I could hear was the birds and everything, and just peace. It was really, really beautiful. So I just want to thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Annie, take yourself off mute.
I just wanted to thank Kenny for the reminder that the voice for God is in everything. That, you know, all the things that happen, your daily things. We have an Alexa here. And somehow or other, it has decided always to play music at 6 o'clock in the evening. And we cannot figure out how to stop it doing it. But I've decided from now on, I must carefully listen to the songs it's giving us and see what lesson is there for the day for me. So thank you for that reminder about listening, how you listen to the voice for God, that it's in all our little daily things, you know, rather than, you know, I used to think that I should hear this voice in my head all the time telling me what to do. And now I understand it better, but that was a lovely reminder. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And listening to you, I have a tinge of embarrassment because sometimes when I'm with people, I'm with them, and then my inner DJs or the voice of God puts a tune in. And if I whistle along, I just give the game away. And then I stop thinking, oh my God, now they know what I really think or what's really going on, or, you know, and it's information. It's really valuable information and guidance. It's really valuable for me. And the other thing that I thought is, as I pass people in the street and I notice a reaction in my body, which could be open heartedness or fear or judgment or whatever it is. And if I follow that, it's almost as if God's saying, here's an opportunity to know what's in the way so you can accept it, make peace with it, and let it by. So I have access to more frequency, more of God. But yeah, in daily life, especially while I'm doing my ironing quietly, I just listen. Have to. It's much better than the rubbish that might go on in my head otherwise. And I guess this is choosing love rather than my old addiction, which was looking for trouble and surviving the trouble in fear. Alexia, the Lord works in mysterious ways.
Who'd like to share? Dennis, take yourself off mute.
In 2005, I sold up my house, moved down to Glasgow with a new relationship. And the 6 months before I moved down there, I kept getting this song. I've told every little star just how wonderful you are. Why haven't you told me? And I moved down there, and it was I should have listened to the song. I paid very dearly for not listening to it. And within 2 years or a year and a half, I'd moved back again and lost awful lot of money. But I didn't listen to the song, and I should have done. And since then, if a song comes into my head, I listen to it. And I've asked God or the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, to say, please, if I don't listen, hit me on the head, shout in my ear. You've got full permission, please, or a song, anything. Please, I will listen to you this time.
Isn't it strange how money can have such a powerful impact? And there's this thing of shouldn't waste it, shouldn't lose it, etc., etc. Meanwhile, it's like that sounds like a huge experience for you before, during, and after. Money can't buy such experiences and guidance to get back to alignment and replug in with God. Welcome back to your home.
During that time, I found the Course in Miracles. So
the Lord
another
works
door
in
shuts and
mysterious
another one
ways. That's wonderful.
Who would like to share? Angela, take yourself off mute.
Hi, and hello, Kenny. I didn't hear the beginning, but I'm gathering that it was about listening to the voice for God. Is that what you were talking about to start
Exactly.
with? I'm smiling and laughing really because there's so many things have happened. I can't even remember them all, but just in everyday life, and I'm reminded, and I think we all experience that. And I remember, I think, saying to these guys one time about I was watching a shopping channel, craft they were selling. I'm interested in craft stuff, and this the presenter was speaking to the demonstrator because they help out a little bit, and she said, "Yeah, so I'm here only to be truly helpful." So of course, immediately I was reminded about that. So there's all sorts of things in films. There's loads of ways the messages are there. It's just extraordinary how it's. And our brothers, it says your brothers are here for you. I can't remember the exact wording in the course. Our brothers are here. They're everywhere. And of course they are. And some are what I would recognize as loving. And sometimes I think as unloving. But it's all opportunities, isn't it? It's all how we're looking out for it. If we got our radar out, our Holy Spirit radar, looking for calls for love or actual demonstrations of love. But it's absolutely the whole day, really, there's something going on that reminds me. So that, I'm glad of that because I don't always remember by myself. Thank you.
That's one of the most important things for me to remember is that I'm not by myself. And I totally agree with you. And for me, I can be very excited by a temptation and decide to call it a sign. But when I really feel into it, it's like, oh, I know this place and I know that script and I know what's going to happen. Just because it's familiar doesn't mean it's good. It means it's like that old drama. So it's navigating the signs and temptations. And also earlier on, I think it was Dan that said subscribe to the channel. And I feel there is a war of seduction going on with the media wanting attention, whether it's listen to this or watch this or read this, and it's all fix, 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 to keep to steal the eyeballs, really, and to get into the psyche. Where for me, I know I'm going to be a product of my environment, and it's my responsibility to make sure that it's the right environment to be a product of. So I'd rather subscribe to the channel than leave myself open to God knows what might come in, as soon as I'm online, and the next distraction and the next distraction. And I've been holding men's groups for about 25 years, and they've been every day since lockdown online. And what I've noticed, especially in the last month, and I've been through this myself, is the number of men who have said, I'm oversensitive. And it's like, that's a self-criticism. And is it oversensitive, or is it human and sensitive? And then I went to I don't really watch TV. I watch the odd movie and stuff with, or series on Netflix that my wife generally chooses. And it's good stuff. But I was at the hygienist recently, which is one of the few times that I watch the news. And I was lying there with my eyes wide open, looking at the screen with my mouth wide open, whatever she was rummaging for in there. And it was absolutely shocking how upsetting and inhumane the news was. And it's just going and going as if these people aren't people and what they're reporting isn't happening. And no one seems to be feeling anything. And it's just going on and on. And I'd say the same with so many movies, and so much of what happens is it's so harsh and so violent that it's like, don't people feel this? And I feel like I am holding on to my sensitivity and humanity because I want to feel. I don't want to be desensitized by these things. I don't want for these things to be normal. I don't think I could make it through an episode of EastEnders. I'm that sensitive. And I want to keep it that way. I don't call it oversensitive. I call it holding on for dear life to my humanity and still knowing what's right and wrong for me and navigating my way. I think I just went off on a huge tangent there.
Kenny, can I say it's these days it's called highly sensitive, not oversensitive.
Yeah.
Which is a good description, but it's not a critical thing like oversensitive sounds critical, but highly sensitive. It's just describing it how it is, isn't it?
HSPs, highly sensitive people.
That's it.
And in the text, it said about an overstimulation of, the distractions and the sounds and everything else. And yeah, it's a lot. It's relentless. It's all grabby. Can't do it anymore. I love every fortnight I go to London. I love coming back to Wales. And they are both my reality. And I think maybe the contrast helps me notice myself in different places and get to know myself. And I can find London very harsh, very, very harsh. And I wouldn't say that's wrong or bad, because I need to get to know myself there, on the front line in a way. And I grow there as much as I grow here. It's just in different ways. But yeah, I would say I'm an HSP.
Okay, we have an anonymous question in chat. It says, beautiful, until chattering and mind interrupted, and I went off into a story, then back to centeredness for a short moment. Then I find I'm back into the story. How long until I get the longer silences? Any advice? I am aware that I have to put more time and focus into getting there, but as the experience is not that enjoyable, more frustrating, it puts me off.
I absolutely love this question. And it took me quite a while to figure this one out and learn how to turn it around. Because same as a lot of people, I had a troubled and dangerous childhood. So it was normal for me to be in my head, looking for trouble, surviving trouble, and addicted to my thoughts and my fears and my fantasies and my second guessing. And I would say that saved my life one way or another, or it saved my sanity or my safety, or however you want to put it. So that deserves respect. And I would say the part of me that showed up in order to survive life, I'll call my inner protector. And my inner protector's job is my survival and to protect me. It's not living. It's not loving. That's dangerous. What could be more dangerous than falling in love and being open? But it's survival. So that's my inner protector. And for me, my inner protector was, like I say, the addiction to thinking, the distractions. What could go wrong? Am I safe? And what I noticed as well is when my inner protectors got a hold of me, I'm not breathing. And therefore I'm in panic. I'm in my head. And what I learned to do, first, I had to admit that my thinking had never fixed or sorted anything out, apart from maybe crossing the road and things like that, and not ironing my shirt and not burning my shirts. It didn't fix anything. It was handy, it was helpful, it was good information, but it doesn't need to be in the driving seat. So what I learned is the way to break the spell on my inner protector and that part owning me is as soon as I notice I'm in my head, overthinking, distracted, looking for trouble, in that split second, I had to take a deep breath in and think, thank you for reminding me who I used to be. Who I used to be was a surviving child. And it's gratitude to my protector for helping me survive. So as I breathe in, it's thank you for reminding me who I used to be. And when I breathe in, I'm in my body, on the earth, right here and right now, aligned with myself and available to God, available to listen, available to be led. And as I breathe out, I literally engage with what's in front of me. But more importantly, at some level, as I breathe out, it's like my vulnerable child who has been saved by my protector and literally kept in limbo surviving. It's as if as I breathe out, I pass that child to the man in me, to the part of me that's right here and right now and connected to God. And because my child is safe, that child is almost like the part that's closest to God, that can listen to God. So I've kind of learned to take that as an opportunity to adjust and come back. And it's not one day it's going to be fixed. When things are scary, when things are bad, when, whatever it is that goes on, of course I go into fear. But as soon as I notice, then I can adjust. So I would say it's every moment. In every moment, if I notice that I'm not here and now, then I take a deep breath in. Thank you for reminding me who I used to be. And I let myself be safe with the man in me, the adult in me, with God. It's me that disconnects and chooses fear. And it's me who can reconnect and choose love. How did I do?
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Time for one more share. Anyone? Sandy.
Thank you for that, Kenny. And it's beautiful again to be reminded how powerful the breath is. You know, that it's a very simple tool and we forget to use it. That you know, when you are in that state, just that lovely conscious breath can still things enough that you can see things as they truly are and be gentle. So thank you for that reminder. That's beautiful.
You know, one final thing, and I know we're running out of time, is I also remembered that as a child, at times, it was dangerous to breathe, because if I breathe, then I'm present, or I might be seen, or I might be noticed, or I might be in trouble, or whatever it is. So again, to be the adult and to allow myself to be here and now and available to God and available to love and available to be led forward and take part in life. So I don't blame myself for not breathing. That was part of survival. But right here and right now, here we are. And aren't we wonderful? Look at this screen.
Okay, we've come to the end of our time together. Thank you, Kenny. That was wonderful. Take yourself off mute. Show your appreciation to Kenny.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Kenny.
Kenny. Great. Thank you.
Kenny, that was
Absolute
marvelous.